Real Talk, where men come to talk, to heal, and to be heard. I'm your host and moderator, Pamela Coleman. Wednesdays at 7 p.m., we dive into the powerful, often unspoken conversations around men's mental health. From silent struggles to bold breakthroughs, this is a safe space where vulnerability is strength and real talk is the rule. With conversation that reflect the journey, the pain, progress, and peace, you'll see you're not alone. So pull up a chair, open your mind, and let's talk. This is Unspoken Real Talk.
I'm trying to figure out which one I like better. I think I like that one. So I got to do my intro. Hello. Welcome to Unspoken Real Talk, where men come to talk about mental health and everything surrounding it. Today, I have my dear friend and brother, Mr. King George. Welcome, my friend. Oh, it's on the other side. I'm interviewing you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, sister.
I just thought about this. You're the second person that I realized that I had been interviewed by them or, on their show. And I'm like, oh, it's turned. I get to do it now. Yay. So we are going to start with letting people know how extremely amazing you are. Tell them about yourself.
Thank you so much. So I do a plethora of things, but predominantly what people know me for, I'm the owner of TY Productions, which is a production company. And then I am the owner of a magazine called Black 31 Magazine. Black stands for Beautiful Love Always Carries Knowledge, and 31 stands for Champion. And there's a few other things that people don't know about me. I am a poet. I am a published book author too. I have 2 published books so far. I have 2 more books on the way. And I am a conscious rap artist.
You had me knowing all of it, but that really?
Yes, I'm a conscious. I like to call myself a conscious poet instead of rap artist, but a conscious poet. Yes, absolutely.
When did that start?
Oh, honestly, the music started way before the magazine.
Okay.
The music started back in 2009. Yes, that's when I graduated high school.
Some undercover stuff right there you got going on. You kept that on the low.
Absolutely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, peoples and persons, George is an unspoken man. We're getting it branded and everything. It's gonna just unspoken. Yes. So we gonna merchandise and everything's coming with that. So I just like when I get my guys on that are in the books, I let them know that they are on Unspoken Men. So this is your platform. I created this for you guys to come on and do what you need to do. Talk about what you want to talk about. And I've said this before, and people probably getting tired of hearing me say it, but I'm gonna say it every time. I'm the only female you will ever see on this channel. This is for men only, and me. If there's a time that you may need this, I can always open it up, set you up with your people that you want to talk to on this platform and just go over into the corner. This is for you guys to use how you see fit to get your message out. So I just want to let you know that.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. Okay. I guess we're going to go into that deep question.
Okay.
Men's mental health through your eyes.
Men's mental health through my eyes. Wow. It's a huge question. I feel like us men, we go through many different things, and we like to keep quiet about a lot of things. Because we don't want people looking at us different. Because men, we aren't accepted and accepted well when we put all our, and I don't even want to say drama, like when we put all of our feelings on Front Street, it makes it look like it's drama, like it's just a bunch of drama, and we don't want to present that to the world. So when it comes to men's mental health, I feel like our minds should be protected, our hearts should be protected, and we haven't been protected enough. And that's within the Black community, because us men, we are told to keep your feelings to yourself, go through whatever you got to go through, just roll right through it, and all these things just sound nice, but in the end, it leaves us men still yearning for that comfort.
So that goes along with one of the questions that we talked about, because you said, yearning for yearning for comfort. We talked about if you come home and you want to talk to your mate about your day, and
Yes.
that one thing that your mate may do is go, you don't want to talk. So what would you do if you ran into that situation? I mean, I know you have a supportive one, but we're doing the hypothetical because I know she got you. But if you had a situation like that, what would you do?
I just want to say, thank God for my wife now, because yes, she's definitely supportive. But absolutely, I think I want to take it back just to before I met my wife, because I had been through things like this, and when you go through that, right? Because I done been through certain periods with exes that I have dealt with, and I felt like a lot of that was with when I wanted to speak to them about my music.
Mm-hmm.
It was always like, now, first thing I got in my head was that you don't want to support my music, or you don't want to hear what I got to say. And then on top of that, I also felt like even when I wanted to have conversations with like, he's going to preach again, he's going to talk again. And then that made me feel like nobody really want to hear what I'm saying. And then not only that, if kids are around, it makes the kids feel like, hey, I don't got to listen to him then, because, I see my mom, so I don't got to listen. So inside, a man may feel like, damn, excuse me for my language, but a man may feel like, you know what?
Fine. It's been worse on some other ones, so it's okay.
A man may feel like, when he come home, damn, everybody against me in the house.
Mm-hmm.
If she said, and then the kids said back, well, I don't got to really listen too much because my mom said, because she's the biggest influence. It's like, what voice do I have in the house?
And we were thinking about, and I told him I can't take on another project, but I can definitely pass it off to some of my fellow sisters out there. But and I always have to say this, I'm not female bashing. We are not female bashing. We are just speaking what we feel. And that's my disclaimer, that we are not female bashing. But how to not tear them down, but support them and saying, if he comes to you and want to talk, ... Or if you see him in this mode, ... Not, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. Provide them with tools on how to support you. So that might be a round table for you guys to send what you would want from your mate. And it might have to be, put together in an unspoken, what do I want from my mate?
Yes,
I wish this would stop. Get it out of my head. I mean, it's just like, you see how that just came out, right?
I understand.
You just see how that just.
Yes.
I did that with Doctor on the last one. He was talking about the books and stuff he had written since he was 11 years old. And I told him he needed to do like a small Doctor into the grown Doctor and take all his books and put it into one. Just off the cuff. Just off the cuff. So I really need to stop doing that.
Yes.
I'm going to remember that. I'm going to put that down. We'll get that done.
No, you're good.
We'll get that done because you're going to get an email. I got to get the dates because I'm holding down 2.5 jobs right now, which
Yes.
is, you know what it is. You know, it's crazy. I want to do 2 round tables. Not round tables. I want to do Brothers Who Brunch. And I want to do Brothers Who Brunch on our platform first before we start taking it to the States and having the brothers come in and just sit down, not over a football game, just sit down and just talk to each other. I mean, they can have something on the screen, but I just want them to come in and actually maybe find somebody. Maybe somebody connects with you and say, "Hey, this is a brother I can go to when I need somebody to talk." Maybe they can find somebody like not speed dating, but speed brothering. Where they can find where they can find somebody that, hey, in the middle of the night, dude, I'm crashing. Can you talk to me? So I needed that last week. I called no one, but we already talked about that. So I need to stop doing that. But that's what we need to do. That's what we.
Okay.
So I know that you've done both unspokens, and I've seen all the work that you've done. How did you take what you did with unspoken and what you learned? Because we talked about all going in here and pulling out the feelings. How did that help you when you went out to the boxing matches and the rap shows and all the other? Did you find yourself talking to others about it?
Unspoken, absolutely. So it's plenty of brothers that I spoke with about unspoken, like or that I just had conversation that was geared towards unspoken. Like shout out to brother King Rage from Celebrity Boxing. That's my brother. Shout out to Rel G's that performed.
Say, don't forget OG Law.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shout out to brother OG. Shout out to brother OG Law. That's another one of my brothers too.
That's my buddy.
Yeah, OG. That's my brother. Shout out to even the owner of Celebrity Boxing, Damon Feldman, and Burnt Coffee Company. Shout out to Adam too.
I saw that.
It's a lot. It's been a lot of different people that I had that I did come across, and I shared it with, like brothers like King Rage, especially personal brothers from the community who actually are going through similar situations that I may be going through. And also shout out to CEO Road. I actually shared it with him also. So that brother owns a podcast, and I feel like unspoken is so is powerful. Like it is a platform for us men. So I had to share it with certain brothers. And now I feel like when the next unspoken come out, these brothers want to jump on. They want to jump in the basket. And I say, yes, we need a big basket of brothers. That's yeah.
You blessings to me and my unspoken men. Everybody has says, and when the next one, okay, guys, okay, I got you.
I hear that. Yes.
We're trying to do this annually now.
Absolutely, we got to. Like we gotta keep it rolling. Absolutely.
You lucky I like you. I like you. But I mean, you, Yonder, Troy, and Stan, Law, Kareem, they're like the next one. Because Kareem, he's in both books. Kareem did the cover for this last one. Because I could not articulate what I had in here for the cover. So I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I said, you do it. Just send me the pictures. Let me see what you come up with.
Yes.
So he's ready for the next one.
I love it. And I love the fact that you picked so many different brothers who going through similar situation or just going through different situations. They just dealing with it's like we all dealing with a piece of depression that we gotta let out to the world.
So did I tell you, I don't want to say saved because that doesn't sound right, but we helped somebody. He was, I think he said, real close to doing the unalive, and he ran across the first Unspoken, and somebody was talking about it. He bought Unspoken and went and got help for his depression.
I
was like, tears just rolling down my face. I'm going,
yes.
So
I love it.
It's out there. That's why I said I need to get the workbooks done tonight. I'm not going to sleep until the workbooks are done. So each one I have a workbook that'll pair with it. So like if you order the book, you'll see right underneath of it, it'll have workbook across or something like that, workbook, journal, something, and it'll have exercise in it that they can do. So I'm not going to sleep tonight till that's done.
I understand. Listen, I'm up tonight too, doing some work too. I get it. Yeah.
That's something else. But you were talking about community, and you and my publisher, and there's one other person, she's in Florida, that is community driven.
Yes.
And what would you do you want to gear something for the younger kids? Because we had talked about it in one podcast where if we start with those who are in groups, organized groups, that maybe if they realize that they could talk to somebody, maybe some of those organized groups would break up because maybe they're in there just because they're not getting something that they need somewhere else. So I'm like, all right, who going in there? Because I ain't going there by myself. I got it at school. I know what it's like, which I'm okay because the crew that I know, they were like, we got you, Miss Coleman. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay. Because they saw me upset one day. And they was like, who messing with you? Look, I'm good. I'm good. I said, admin's on it. They said, let us know. We got you. And I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
So I got unpaid protection in the school. But I always thought about those young men because it's kind of hard sometimes for them to trust anybody.
Yes.
And they don't believe in a big brother, big sister. I don't even think that exists anymore. That type of program, they don't believe in that. So I don't know how would you reach them? What would you do?
So honestly, I was a case manager here at a company called iDay. And eventually I did wind up leaving iDay, but I don't want to speak on that part.
Right.
I want to speak on a positive.
That it helps save your mental. Okay.
I would see these young brothers each and every day, right? And my mission was like, if I could save one young brother, then that's my start, right?
Right.
So it was a lot of different young brothers who I seen. I had like about 25 brothers on my caseload. I realized that all of them were in the program for the same thing. Every last one of them was in the program for the same exact thing. And when I spoke to these young brothers, I said to them, they were all in for car theft, all of them. But I realized that all the brothers on my caseload, none of them were driving the car. Nobody. Everybody just got caught not driving the car. So when I sat back and I spoke to these young brothers, I really wanted to, speak to them in a profound way, letting them know that what you have done is you allow someone else to choose your destiny.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah. You have allowed someone else to choose your destiny because you followed after another person that wanted to steal a car. Because you was the person that nobody on my caseload was driving. So you were the person that was inside the car. And another thing I wanted to show them is that I created a section in the magazine called Youth Dreams. So it was about the youth who actually have dreams and aspirations and the things that they do, I will put them in the magazine. So it was a young brother named Alexander. I met his mother and everything. So before I had put him in the magazine, I asked his mother, was it all right for him to have his face in the magazine and everything? She gave me permission. So I was actually at the program and I taught these young brothers poetry. And I was so shocked that this young brother had went home and wrote a poem. And he was so happy just to tell me, hey, Mr. Jordan, I wrote a poem. And he wrote the poem, he sent it over to me, and I read it. And you know what was so crazy to me is that it sounded like my poetry. And I was so amazed at the kid.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, I never let him physically read my poetry. I just recited 2 poems in front of him. That's it. I never let him read my poetry books or anything. I was in the class. I recited 2 poems to him, and he sent me back a poem, and I was like, wow. It's like he embedded what I said to him and took that home and created. And it was a profound poem. It was actually about the Black culture, and I was like, wow. So that right there, it made me happy. It made me rejoice. Just like God said, when something happens, God will rejoice when you make him happy. And not saying that I'm God, I'm just a man from God.
But you were excited exactly. About I got that.
And I was very excited. Yes. And I feel like that's the start right there. Making these young brothers feel proud about doing something positive. Stop giving them these false identities and making them think that they gotta pay attention to all these outside sources when really they just have to start paying attention to themselves, start reading more, start praying. Where's our young brother that's praying to God and seeking him?
Somewhere along the line, something, and I'm just speaking from my own personal house, something along the lines happened. And I've always said, and I know I'm probably wrong for saying this, but you can't push a child into church because then they'll resent what you're trying to get them to do. You can bring them in once and let them find their way. But I've found that if you push them in and make them sit there, then all they're going to do that whole time is spend time in their head resenting you for putting them in a place that 1, they might not be comfortable, 2, they don't understand, and 3, they didn't get nothing that you brought them in there to hear. So, true. I've told my youngest, you will find your path when you're ready.
That's the truth.
Because his dad used to take him and have him sit 3 hours. And I was like, did you learn anything? What'd you get? And he's like, so you'll find it. I have yet to find the church that matches what I was raised with, which is hard here. Our church was so small that when I buried my grandmother, they had to move the pews over to get her out. To get her out. I think I was in middle school when they finally got indoor plumbing because they ran theirs. The pastor didn't get any money. He was doing it for himself. He worked a full-time job, and I have yet to find that. I've gone to several where if I came in, and all I had to wear, you got looked at. So it was, I can't find the old church, that's African American. Now you can find yourself being welcomed at a non-African American church dressed as you are. Yep. But I've gone to 2, and if I didn't have on the matching sky with the bag and heels and the, so it's just, I won't raise that way. I was dipped in a river. I was baptized in a river, got in trouble because when they brought me back up, I went running out the creek going, hey, there's a black snake in the water. There's a snake in the water. So the kids behind me, they wouldn't go in the water to get baptized. So my grandmother got me by the ear and dragged me up the hill.
Yes.
I
Yes.
saw a snake. I did.
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
So we're on the board. We on the train. Everybody on the train. We are working to end the stigma.
Yes.
But I don't want to. Can we do it? Can we do it?
I think we can.
Okay. Because Quentin said we're gonna have 1 million subscribers, and I was like, boy, you on a high road right now. I was like, when I saw we got the 30, I started dancing. I was like, hey. Whoa. So if you went back to your younger George, what would you tell the younger George now? What would you tell the younger George to have him prepared for this men's mental support and help he would need?
Honestly, I would tell my younger self to be patient, stay focused, and most importantly, listen to all the things that your dad was saying growing up. Even though I do listen to a lot of things that my dad was saying growing up, I'm gonna speak the truth. When I was younger, I was a lot less sexually disciplined. And I'm not saying that I was just out here just doing every woman I think. Yeah. It wasn't like that. But I was chasing women that weren't a part of my purpose.
Got you.
And I'm gonna just be honest with you. And it wasn't so much I was chasing them. It just so much I was allowing women to come in my circle, and I knew they weren't a part of my purpose. I would just like, okay, we're gonna have a kid. We're gonna do that. And then as soon as it go flatline, I already knew they wasn't a part of my purpose. So that's like God showing me like, yo, they not a part of your purpose. I'm gonna make you go through this. So
that's a good one. Because I wouldn't know exactly what I would tell myself.
Yes.
Because sometimes, doing this mental, and why I started it all was because of being the mental side of it for myself. But I always said if I could do it, I would tell myself to probably ask someone what's wrong with my mother. Because I didn't know that she could have something wrong with her. Because, they just said, oh, she just drinking. So, and I'm like, okay, no, I roll with it. So I probably would find somebody to find out what was going on up here to make her like that. They said, have you gotten to a point where you forgive her? Nah. That part, I don't know if I'll ever get to or not, but we'll see. We'll see.
I totally understand.
I just so appreciate everything you're doing. I just, if I would love to have the time to get into the community, because my community don't know I exist.
And
I did for the second year I got voted on to the Seville's Black Excellence for August. So, and then I went out to some of the events and, slowly, but no, it was like that when I was growing up. Nobody knew I existed. They knew I had a brother, they knew my brother. But when I would tell them I'm his sister, they went, what? So it's kind of like, the same thing happened when I buried my husband. This is a church thing I was telling you about. They said, we didn't know he was married. I was like, well, now you do. Let's bury him. Let's go. But yeah, it's kind of like, and that's, this is supposed to be men's, but it's still similar situation. Those are the things that, I'm like, I'm completely invisible. I don't exist.
Wow.
So that's all. And I gotta would like to get in my community, but I tell people all the time, my people in Philly, Florida, Maryland, there's another state somewhere. There's one more state, and if I missed you guys, I do apologize. That know more about what I'm doing in my community, that supports me more than the people I'm here with.
Wow.
And one young man that's gonna join us later in July.
Yes.
He put me on his podcast that's for Charlottesville.
And
he said he was following me and watching me, but at that point I wasn't invisible to him, because I've been posting stuff since 2020 when I released my book, 2021 when I released my book. But 4 years later, I'm slowly being seen, but I'm right here.
Yeah,
but my people in Philly and my people in Daytona, as I look around, as I try to find it, Daytona, they got us somewhere on here. There, Daytona paper.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
I mean, Florida. I'm not in Florida yet. I hadn't moved to Florida, and then I had you, that put us out on a platform and stuff. So it's just, it kind of reminds me of growing up where I was just invisible. I don't exist. So when I seem hesitant about things, taking off, will they do that? I'm like, so it's just like a reflection of.
Oh, they will. You will be seen.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yes.
So, I had a question for you. I totally forgot what it was.
Okay.
Me and my brain. I went off on a personal tangent and I totally forgot what it was. I usually have them written down and I'm looking over here and I don't have it. We did a fitness segment.
Yes.
What do you think about fitness and mental health? Do you think that pairs together? How does that work for you?
Oh, absolutely. Fitness and mental health ties hand in hand. Honestly, I feel like to build your mental back strong, you should be doing aerobics. You should be swimming. You should be calisthenics. Hitting the gym. I feel like hitting the gym makes you happier after you're done. When you're done and you go home, you are excited. You might be like a little drained, but you are excited mentally. You like, oh man, I'm ready to watch a movie. I'm ready to,
So it helps.
I think I think it's very beneficial.
So as I said, my wheels have been rolling about segments. So you better get ready because the email's coming for you.
Okay, let's get it.
I tried the fitness segment with Law and Yellow Man, and that was good. So I might do the fitness, and I might try to find some segments that you guys host and bring somebody on. So that's to just get people to understand, in the industry, I say this word, but I'm not in the industry, that it messes with your mental.
Yes.
I talked to a young man and I was like, when you pledged for your fraternity, did that mess with your mental? Because I went to join the Deltas and I got right to the door and said, nope, turned around and left. Because I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think that was something that I could mentally handle. So I was wondering, and we were back in the day where you could, take a paddle and use a paddle and do that. So.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
So that's why I said, I think even though we got this, I still think that not platforms, but segments that people can look forward to that they might be able to relate to would help also.
Absolutely.
So what do you want to share with us? Because I've listened to you talk. So
on the mental health side or on the or just in general?
Both.
So
It's
so
you got it.
so I do want to share that I am dropping an album this year called the Black Album. It will also be just like it means the same thing as the magazine Beautiful Love Always Carries Knowledge.
Right.
Um Dropping 2 books this year. One will be a lifetime thriller. The other will be another poetry book.
Hold on, Lifetime Thriller. Tell me what Lifetime Thriller. I'm
So so I wrote a book called I wrote a book titled Kelly Hansen, which will be a lifetime thriller. Um, it's based on a true story.
mm-hmm.
From out of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. The story comes from a guy that I used to work with at my old job. He wanted me to write a story. He used to work at Abington Hospital. Is basically just a story based on his own experiences and basically how he was bamboozled into marrying a woman who really wasn't for him, and then the consequences happened.
Okay. You've piqued my interest. You've piqued my interest on that one.
I think you'll definitely love it. Also, we have a movie. I've written my first self-written movie called Out of Control. I've been doing auditions. I did the first auditions last Saturday. We have auditions coming up this Saturday. So Out of Control is something very special. Is really a movie about the end times before Christ come back. So it's going to show all the out of control thing that's happening in the hood all over. And, you know, basically at the end, Christ come back. The screen goes black and Christ come back. So
I like that.
Absolutely.
Then you're doing your poetry. How many poetry books do we have out now?
I got 2 out right now. So one is titled The Golden Thoughts, and the second one is titled The Platinum Thoughts, and the third one is already written and done. I just haven't put it out. It's called The Diamond Thoughts. You know, because each level is going to get higher.
You busy. You busy. But what made you want to do the movie, the screenplay?
So the movie is so that's not only the only movie that I'm writing. So I'm actually working on a movie called The 17th Minute by the owner of Official Celebrity Boxing, which is Damon Feldman. Right. So originally I showed him some of my work, some of my poetry, and I've always been a writer. So, you know, I always feel like I could write anything. I'm a writer. So I was like, you know what? He was like, hey man, you know, we spoke here. Hey man, I was like, man, I would love to write your story. And he was like, man, he gave me the opportunity, and I said, I'm gonna get it done. So we should be announcing that like around like September-ish this year, like September, August, September.
Right.
We will be announcing that. So knowing that I could write that, I was like, you know what? I thought about the Kelly Hansen book. I was like, this needs to be a movie also, a book from a movie. So then as I started thinking even deeper, I was like, you know what? I was like, I want to bring something that nobody is seeing right now. And I was like, we need to talk about all the times, all the tribulation and everything that's happening before Christ come back. And I was like, how about we throw that into a movie? And I make the movie the name called Out of Control. So that's the name of the movie, Out of Control. So literally everything.
But I was like, okay.
Yeah. So literally everything in the movie is going to be like out of control, and it's just going to be a bunch of different scenarios that just out of control. So it's going to be similar to like if it's any movie I can compare it to that's going to connect everything is like that movie Crash. If you've seen Crash, how that connects everything, everybody's connected to everything. It would be similar to that, but it's not the same thing. It's a little similar, but it's not the same. But yeah.
How do you find time? I know I'm the wrong person to say this. I know I'm the wrong person to say, how do you find time? But how do you find time?
writing is essential to me. So I feel like I create time. I create time while I'm at work. I create time when I'm not at work, on the weekends. You know, when my wife is sleeping, I'm up on the computer writing. 1 a.m, she's up sleep, I'm writing. I'm I'm literally like, yo, I have to finish this. I have to complete this. Um
I'm taking notes because I'm trying to get the which call it. I'm trying to get the one that goes, you know, people are asking me, can we get what happened? We waiting. So I got it. It's just that I don't feel like I have time to sit and take it because I'm old school. I write everything down. So I have a 5-subject book that has all 6 stories in them already ready to go. It's just, I mean, I could probably crank them out this year because I have them.
yes.
I have them. And I keep telling everybody about number 6. Number 6 opens with the couple finding their way back together or whatever. And he takes her to like a YMCA setting, and
Yes.
he's got rose petals all in the pool and food and everything, and they're eating. And he said, let's go for a swim. She said, no, I want to finish eating my food first. And he's like, okay. So he goes and he jumps into the pool. It's a pool of acid.
Wow.
So while he's bopping up and down in the acid, stick with me now. I've got such a psycho mind. So while he's bopping up and down in the pool of acid, she walks away, and all you see is like the red bottoms as she's walking away.
Oh.
Somebody pulls him out of the acid. There's somebody there, and somebody pulls him out of the water.
Wow.
So yeah, somebody pulls him out, and he's gonna start this next 6 series because he's gonna get the plastic surgery and all of that stuff. So
wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's amazing.
So that's the last one that ends the series, but that's how the 6th one opens.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yes.
That's what I said. I got it. I just don't I don't have enough time to I take that back. I said that I was going to do 1 hour a day, or at least a total of 5 hours a week, you know, during the summer on a book. But it's just, it's not working. It's not working at all. So that's why I asked you how'd you do it?
Just stay ambitious at it. I told you about, listen, while my wife is sleeping, I'm typing. Mm-hmm. Some days I come straight home and I hop right on my computer. Soon as I freshen up, get out of the shower, I hop right on that laptop. And mm-hmm. I still find time to, to cater to my mate and things like that, and make sure the house is good and things like that. Mm-hmm. But certain days I jump right to it.
Mm-hmm. So see, that's why I say, do I get up in the morning, or, what do I do? That was what I was saying. I need time management and a personal assistant. So
yes. I understand.
So I need like a PA or something.
Yes.
Or something. So do you have anybody helping you outside your wife?
With the magazine, no. Musically, no. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. Writing wise, no. Musically, like production wise, yes, I have friends my buddies that send me over beats and things like that, so I can rap on them. But no, writing wise, no. Even when setting up events, no. When going to these events, like celebrity boxing, that was like a blessing in disguise. You know, they have seen some of my work. A couple good people from the city that know that I did good work referred me to the owners and things like that, and it been good from there. But it been more of like certain people that see that I'm doing so much incredible work. They've been like behind the scenes. Hey, this person's a good guy. Do business with them. Do business with that. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate it. But just like hands in on helping me, nah, no.
Because it's like I don't know if I need to take an organization class or something, and it's just. And I was like, okay, you have 2 times as much stuff going on as I do and working a full-time job. That in itself, let's just throw that in here. That in itself, how do you keep that from messing with your mental? We're going to tie that all in because we just talked about all the stuff that you got going on. I mean, have you ever like just hit a wall?
Like when I was younger, yes. Like now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now at this point, now I just feel like can nothing defeat what I'm trying to create. Nothing, and I'm not gonna let nothing defeat what I'm gonna create at this time right now because I feel like these times is so crucial for me that I cannot give up. It's like God put the battery in me and said, "Yo, do not give up. Do not. You can't." And so and that's how I feel every morning. Like God is telling me, "You can't give up. You can't give up until I say it's time." And it's not even.
Oh, go ahead.
And it's like
honestly, say when you started the magazine, I came in probably right after you started it, and I see complete growth. I mean, your thought process, your layouts, your everything. When you started that, and you know that you wanted at that time for that to be your baby, did that mess with you? Trying to get that up and going and knowing how you wanted it to look?
At first, it messed with me like the first couple editions because I was like, you know what? At first, I was gonna put it in the hands of so something I didn't mention because I don't want to leave this brother out. Shout out to brother Frank Porter because I did not want to leave this brother out. So I do have a web designer that actually helps me with certain things. So when I get my books done, he actually designs all the books. I do all the writing inside, but he designed everything.
Okay.
So, but with the magazine, that's literally all me. I do all the design and I do everything. So when I originally first wanted to create that, God rest the soul of my grandmother. My grandmother, I went to her home and I seen a Jet magazine. And my first original idea was like, we don't have nothing like this for our community no more. We don't. So I feel like I wanted to bring back a magazine that was not exactly like Jet magazine, but something very, very innovative, like how Jet magazine was for us.
Right.
So that was the original idea. Also, what was that question? What was that?
Well, no, it was like when you first started, because I know when I first jumped into the unspoken, there were times when I just wanted to just say I'm good, or feeling overwhelmed, and then I looked at 29 men going, nah, I can't do that to the 29 men. So when you started that, did you find yourself at points where you just wanted to throw in a towel?
I can't say. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't say no. No, because my mindset was like I felt like I had to create Black 31. Okay. And I felt like it was my purpose to create this. Like nobody else can create this. I need to create it and open it up for the community. And that's what God was telling me on my soul at the moment. I was like, you know what? We need a plethora of good things for us. I'm tired of seeing negativity. I'm tired of seeing us arguing all the time. I want to see something, a positive publication where you see nothing but positivity in there. The only thing that you may get from our magazine that's controversial is the community news section. That's it. Everything else is
that's still the community. So that's
exactly.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So like I never felt like I wanted to give up because I was like, you know what? I was sitting back looking, I was like, if I give up on this publication, I was thinking that the community could possibly fold all the way under. And
So
that
was
was my
that
thing.
pressure?
Was it pressure? Absolutely. Pressure for
Okay.
myself. Yes, I put the pressure
Mhm.
on myself. Like, yes, I was like, I gotta create this. I gotta do this. And at first it was naysayers. At first it was naysayers, yeah, because I was doing everything on PowerPoint. I didn't have the program. I'm doing everything on PowerPoint. The first 4 editions was on PowerPoint. People don't need the first 4 editions. So when I put them out, I'm like, hey, I'm just putting them out, I'm just throwing them out, I'm just throwing them out. And I seen certain people, just talking like, oh, I want to see something better. I want to see this better. You should use this program. You should use that program. You should do that. This was like the first edition. I didn't listen to nobody. I used PowerPoint for 4 editions. By the time it got to the 5th edition, I found my own program that I wanted to use. And
Right.
I say, you know what? I said, I'm going to do something that everybody else don't do. I'm going to sit back and do the job of 12 different people, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm going to sit down and take the hours and the time to do it. So that's why when you see my magazine now, you see different layouts, different
Mhm.
pages, and it is all throughout the magazine. You won't just see one layout and I just keep copying and pasting. No, you're going to see a whole bunch of different layouts that's going to attract the eye.
Right.
That's why I put the vibrant colors in. I was like, no, our people, we colorful.
Mhm.
We are bold, we outstanding, we are the art. So
And we
that's what
only
I
stop
wanted
at
to.
stuff that jumps out at us. If it don't jump out
Absolutely.
at us, it's like, okay.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I had other magazines, you know hit me up, do funny stuff. I mean just funny stuff. I had other magazines hit me up and be like, hey, I want you to, and I ain't gonna speak bad on none of these magazines, but they was like, hey, I want you to support this, support that, and then they never show the love and support back. Or they would just coming around just to see how I did my magazine so they can copy.
Right.
I
Oh
had
yeah.
people,
Oh, get that
yeah,
inside spy. Mm-hmm.
I had people come to me like just come to me, ask me questions. Hey man, how do you create a magazine? I want to sit down with you, and I sit back. I said I'll help you. And instead, they didn't come to me to get help for the magazine. They decided to do their own thing,
Mm-hmm.
and now it is looking like how when I first started, and I'm trying to tell people like, hey, I can help you. I'm not trying to hurt you because you don't do nothing. You're not doing something that I do with my magazine. And
Gotcha.
not only, but because it's a lot of people that I had somebody was like, hey, I want to do a fashion magazine. I was like, no problem. I can help you do a fashion magazine. I was like, we do a community magazine. So we talking on so many different subjects. We not just focusing on fashion. We not just focusing on art. We not just focusing on one thing. So, to a lot of the people that wanted to focus on one thing, and I'm sitting back, I'm like, yo, I could master that because I'm doing like 10 different things at once. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you let me focus on one thing, it's over. But my mind works. I want to do 15 things at once. So that's why I created Black 31, because I feel like everywhere. I want to do community news. I want to do the Foundation of Creators. I want to do men's mental health. I want to do women's rights and exploitation. I want to
Mm-hmm.
do the imprisonment section or out of prison section. I want to do the youth dream section. I want to do the health page. I want to do the poetry section. And these are all the sections that's in there now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we need our you're in prison and out of prison. We need them to reach out to me because we've got 2 people who have shared their stories, but I can't do a book with just 2. So I need to see if there's any other, ones that's still in. How's that messing with your mental? Ones that been in, come out, succeed, you know, And I told people, they're like, oh, I thought you was going to have that done. I'm not rushing anybody to relive something that wasn't good.
Exactly.
You know, when they all decide to turn it in, you know, and I was listening to you talk about the true story that you had. There's a lady that has reached out to me that want me to help her with her book, and I'm just on the fence with it right now because it's a political tie-up. Kind of sort of. Her son's in jail in prison. I mean, in prison in China.
Oh wow.
Been there since 2021.
Wow.
So she wants to tell his story. I want to do it or help her do it, but I gotta find, you know, how to do it where it doesn't seem like it's a political bashing. You know, I just want it to show telling his story. You know, just say, you know, George's story. You know, so
yeah.
that's that one. I've read it a couple times, and it's just like he's still over there.
Wow.
And don't nobody know about it. Don't nobody know about this.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that part. That could be a movie in your lap.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was like, somebody keep asking me to turn one of these books into a movie, and I'm like, I ain't got time for that. It's like, well, give it to somebody. I ain't got time for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you mind if I put you on a brief hold? I
was just getting ready to tell you good night, but yeah.
Oh, just a brief. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
just a brief.
Listen, my apologies. You know how it is when you know. My apologies. I am still here with you.
Oh, I believe you. I'm checking. I'm checking for something.
Hey, y'all might gotta grab this. I think the cats ripped all this up. I am back. Listen, my apologies for that.
Oh, you're fine. I was just getting ready to say thank you. And you was like, hold on. But yeah, I appreciate you. I know, because I'm being very aggressive when I say this, I know this isn't the last time we'll see you on here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love, and honestly, the next time I come on, I would love to reveal some things to the world that a lot of people don't know. I would love to, because eventually I want to share my real story and my true story of all the things that I've been going through and that experiencing ever since a child, a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, how I overcame a lot of this stuff. I'm not even gonna say just overcame, because I'm actually still going through it too. And it's actually similar to your story. It's actually you know, I always had, you know, growing up, always had two parents, but me and my mom, we never seen eye to eye. And that's the story I would love to speak on.
You haven't put pen to paper yet on that?
I have not. I did a poem about it so far, but I have not. I wanted to create, honestly, I wanted to speak it to the youth. That was my original idea. I wanted to literally speak this to the youth.
Got you. Okay.
Yes.
Because that's what I said. That's how I did it. I only have one book left. I only have one of those left. And I said, I'm not selling that one. I'm holding on to it because I don't have a copy of my own.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would do pen to paper on that one. When you get a chance. Or even while you drive, and just voice message it, and then just transcribe it when you get home. Or have that program connected to your computer, and it'll take it from whatever and just type it up on the computer for you. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow. We gotta talk again, man. We got to. It's always good speaking to you, sister.
Yes, and then then we can talk about, maybe I have information on a nonprofit for next year that we got for the men.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's do
Unspoken.
some positive.
It's for men anywhere. It doesn't have to be Virginia. They can go on a website as I keep trying to develop that and click on contact us or something like that. And they want to go get help, but they don't have the money. So we'll send them a voucher or pay the person directly for visits until they can see if that's what they want to do.
Oh, okay. I like that.
That's our unspoken nonprofit for next year.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, Derek said he's going to help me get that together. So because he has a nonprofit in Maryland.
Okay, let's go, Derek.
So I think we need to get, what you wanted to do, because you had a function that you wanted to do. I got one I want to do. And I know there's one more person that wants to do like a function.
Yes.
But then maybe we could put all three of them together and have them all at the same time.
I think we could.
It'll save everybody money, but we just got to find that spot. I know yours is more community driven, so you need to be there.
Yes.
In your area, and mine's is more unspoken men driven. So I feel like the men would travel. So
yes, they would.
So maybe we could pair up and do your awards and the unspoken thing together and just probably save some coins. We'll get it together. Because I know that's what you wanted to do. I felt that in your heart as you was doing it, that's what you wanted to do. So
yes.
So we're gonna do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so my beautiful wife just coming home.
I saw that. I was like, hey, she ain't gonna be shy. She ain't gotta be shy. We know who holding the house down. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could probably put our resources together and actually make something that you and I both want to do come to light.
Okay.
Because I want to do something honoring the 40-some men of Unspoken.
Okay.
So I want to get that done. So maybe we go for 2026.
I think we can do it because that been my goal. Because like I even had put off the award ceremony for this year anyway, and I was like, we're gonna do it next year. I want to focus on the movies. I want to make sure the movie is done by 2026, and then next year we can have the award ceremony because it's gonna be bigger anyway. And absolutely, you were absolutely. I already had you coming to the award ceremony. Oh, absolutely. I
was already coming anyway.
Absolutely.
I support you in everything you do, dude. So I was coming anyway just to say hey. But yeah, maybe we could do that, like put like a segment into your itinerary for the night. The unspoken, or that could be like in the middle to break it up, and then we can put it in little chunks and just see how that works. And maybe I can help eat up some of the costs too if we know what we're doing. So if we do it together, they just have to fly to Philly. Okay,
absolutely, Pam. I believe so. Absolutely.
Yeah, so the men can just fly to Philly. They'd be all right. They can suck it up. But I'll keep my wheels rolling on that too. So
yeah. Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the platform. I appreciate you always.
Oh, you a brother that I can't get rid of. I ain't worried about that. I'll send out the link for the rest of the year. You better jump on it.
I will. I got you. Send it out. I will.
All right. Okay. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Peace, Pam.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.